Good afternoon. This is the Elliott Wave Daily Update for the S&P 500, being recorded on Tuesday, October the 21st at 2:51 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Uh, Basically quiet markets today. We did have some decent moves. We did manage to, I think, complete the small fourth wave, and I can count as complete that small fifth wave, which I have done, but this is just showing you the possibilities that in terms of this minuet B wave, it may be done. I don't have any stronger evidence from the market that this is the case. And let me just go down to that 15-minute chart and show you this is how far down I went. Again, if we're just counting this as a straight five waves up for the C wave for that minuet B, we're going to talk about the alternate in just a moment. So the preferred, I really can stretch it. This does appear to be a little five up. And so then we started to come back down and 1-2 and then a 1-2 maybe. Or again, another little ABC, 1-2, 1-2, 3, 4, 5, or AB, 1-2, 3, 4, 5, putting a little C wave. And what that would be against this, I'm not sure. So the market is once again presenting us with a very difficult, very short-term picture. If I bring it back out to the hourly chart, it does appear like, okay, we could say it's over, put the B there, and now we start heading down. I have added the fibs for the downside if we are going to go and put in that minuet C wave down. Now, as I've stated before, and because of where we are in this whole cycle of things, and the fact that we did start to get some of the larger companies putting out their earnings reports, and a couple of that kind of just came through and that weren't pretty and that affected the S&P are Texas Instruments, number one. And Texas Instruments ended up, let me just double check to see where they are at the moment. And Texas Instruments is trading at down 15, down 14 or $15, close at 180.84, currently 165.80, bid at 165.90. So, down pretty substantially. That one did put a little dent after hours in the S&P. Other one that may have some effect, but not, to the degree I'm not really sure, is Netflix. And Netflix, I'm not sure even what their earnings report was. I just saw the activity as the market began to slide over. At one point, it was down 100 from that close at 1241, or very close to it. It got down to 1145 or something like that. And so nearly 100 points, but then is right now trading at 1162 at 1163. And so it's still down substantially. So how much that's now going to have moving forward, and how much does it really overflow onto other stocks? And again, tomorrow we have Tesla after the close. And right now, I believe they're thinking that Tesla is going to report decent earnings over what they have reported most recently. And I think because they're going off of some indication that auto sales, at least for Tesla, have improved. I personally have not read anything, so I can't speak to that. But we will see tomorrow. And then throughout this week, we do have some additional coming in from the Mag 7. I think we have Meta, and Meta and Microsoft next week. But this week, actually, it's just Tesla, to be honest with you. Tesla and Netflix is not in the Mag 7. So, but we'll see what else comes out. Well, Intel, but they're not in the Mag 7, but they've been resurrected, and so they come out on Thursday. And again, somebody was telling me that Amazon is on the 30th. That's along with Apple. And so it'll be Apple and Amazon on the 30th, and Google, I believe, is also Let me just double check something. Well, actually, between this week and next week, Google will be reporting. Somebody did mention it to me, and either they went to the site and looked it up. But again, we have Google, we have Amazon, we have Tesla, and then of course Apple, and also Microsoft and Meta. Majority of that coming next week. So we could basically start this C wave down and just kind of trade in that negative type of an atmosphere if we start to see the others start to kind of come apart. Now, the Dow Jones exactly today went above 47,000 again. And so I found that to be kind of interesting. Both the NASDAQ started the day in pretty good shape and then decided to kind of crap out towards the end of the day, et cetera. So again, we're just in this, I don't want to say no man's land, but it does feel that way where the market is just really just holding its levels, waiting for something else to give it enough to push either higher or push lower. And I don't know if that actually came after the close today or not. I know that they did kind of buy it up a little bit into the bell, but that's kind of what I would expect after the strong rally that we've had off of this low. So leaving that as is, I don't have that confirmation yet. I need to see the development and the implementation of 5 waves down on the hourly to give me some stronger evidence that this is over. And now we're doing 5 down to put in wave 1 of C. And then here's our bottom line that we're looking for wave B, or actually this C wave coming down to be equal to the A wave. And because we didn't get up quite to the top of where the A wave started, we got 65.14. And this low is 65.40. So we're coming in about 28 points, 26 points lower, because we needed 26 points up to finish that. Now, could the market just revert and head higher again tomorrow? It can, actually. It can. This is all preliminary. This 3 could go here. We can put the 4, could do a little bit of downside overnight, put the 4 there, and then we just start to go up in the 5 again. And we have 67.97. I didn't take it off. It's still sitting there as resistance for the C wave to finish the B wave. And then we have the irregular here. Now, if it isn't done, and I'm going to leave the 4 there, which I don't know, so if I should, but to tell you the truth, I'm not going to. I'm going to let the market play out overnight. And then when I get in tomorrow morning, we'll see what's what. And then I'll also fill that in on that morning update. But I'm going to leave it as is. If I'm talking about the alternate count, which is that this minute wave 4 is in place here, and that we're beginning to count minute wave 5 up. And I'm going to take this off. It's a little bit too confusing. And what we have is that I feel, because it's a 3, and this would have to come in as a 3. And I'm doing it as follows: A, B, and then this would all be the C wave coming up. And again, I think we still have plenty of room to do one more leg up and get up to this level or above to start to put in the 3rd wave. In fact, I would think that we actually can get up into these levels to finish wave 3 of minute wave 5. So, because we have this, and to be, I need to kind of put some additional there. Let me add to this, and let me kind of put in 1.618 up on top of all of this, because in terms of a 3rd wave, it certainly could. And that would put it 69.38. So we'd all have to sit and think, gee, what's gonna make it go up there? It's like, well, we still have plenty of earnings reports to come yet that could send it up there. Whether it's momentary, whether it's gonna sit and hold, whether they're gonna build off that level, the answer to all of that is like, well, we don't know. But does the market have the capability of punching a hole and getting up into above 6,900? So I'm going to say yes, it does. We've seen some pretty strong rallies up in here. So to think that it couldn't is one thing. No, so that would be the alternate. The alternate would be that the third wave is still underway, and we're kind of looking for A, B, and then we're starting over again. Whether it be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, and then 4 and a 5 of the third, and then we're coming down in the fourth here. And maybe we get down to that level. Maybe we drop down into here. That's also a possibility. And then we rally again and put in. And that fifth wave within for the C wave could truly carry us much higher. Okay, so that's all of that. And again, our gamma levels were pretty safe today. I think we had a little bit of play in the SP and the spiders when I think it did drop below 670 and then quickly took it back. The Qs, yeah, played around a little bit, dropping below 610, getting back above 610, getting above 611. So yeah, there was intraday play. But both, we're going to see kind of how now that Netflix earnings are coming out. Tesla's is tomorrow, plus other companies will also be reporting outside of the Mag 7. So all of this to be determined. And so I just have to leave it just the way it is. And having said that, let me just double check, because maybe there is going to be something that we'll actually get the chance to see in terms of economic data. Tomorrow, Wednesday, nope, zip all the way around. Nothing. One Fed governor, Michael Barr, out speaking at 4 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. So that's that tune. And so our next update will be tomorrow morning.